how do we organize ourselves as these schools and a corporation to best collectively meet the needs of our
The
students.
four critical questions. What do we want students to learn? How will we know when they've learned it? Um, how are we going to respond whenever they fall short? And how are we going to respond when they already know it? In our meetings, we often discuss anything from curriculum to results of students, and that information helps us focus a lot of divergent interests. Everybody has what they would think of as like the best way to get that achievement from their students. But I think it's one of those things that it keeps us focused. Are we all thinking about what it is that we want students to learn? Check. Are we thinking about what we do to respond to students' needs? Yes. I mean, and it's in that PLC, but it's also throughout the rest of our day as well. We don't just use that opportunity on Wednesday mornings to work out these things. We're always having these conversations, trying to find what's best for our students.
Everything that we're focusing on. It's, how we plan our classes, what we find appropriate for the kids. Every year the kids that come through are slightly different than the ones before. If we're not constantly going back to those four questions, then we're doing a disservice to our kids. Because their vocabulary levels change, their abilities change. We have to make sure that we're hitting those standards, still staying in line with their 10th and 8th grade people, and making sure we're still on board, but while we're gearing it towards those kids. And if we're not constantly rechecking that, and then altering it, helping the kids who aren't getting it even when we are modifying it for them, and we go through those MTSS tiers, then, and then getting to that greatest level of celebration, having the success come through, that's the ultimate goal.
We offer also all sorts of ways for a student to make sure they match what it is we're looking for. Panther Plus, after school tutoring. When students already know it, we often will use Panther Plus for opportunities for enrichment. And not to mention, we do have our Panther Plus Awards where we celebrate student successes and all sorts of different through achievement or effort. And so I think that we at South are offering so many ways for kids to show that they've already known it, and opportunities for them to enrich themselves whenever they've already got it figured out. They might provide us a behavior, maybe it comes from fear of that subject, something else, and it really just goes back to that week somewhere in 6th grade, somewhere where they missed something. And if we can just pinpoint it, it can change that whole kid's perspective on my class, like English. Just this one little thing, and we're focused. It takes away all of these things out of the equation so we can focus on the thing that person needs to learn. Where you approach every kid in the classroom in a way that allows them to be themselves. If they're missing some critical piece in their education, it's not gone forever. We can find this if we're focused on the learning part of it. I think that's like a question of equity. Are we giving something that everybody can achieve? And the four guiding questions help us get to that point. As always, we have another opportunity to do everything we can to make this year the best. And I think that it's a wonderful chance for us to get excited and see where we go this year.
Everything we do is centered around those four questions. Everything we do is centered around student performance and those learning outcomes. So if those things are going well, then hopefully we're contributing to that through the processes and the work that we do as a whole. We're better by having a belief system as a school and as a corporation that focuses on that PLC work and the betterment of our students in regards to their performance.